I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This David case just did a full 360. They just released footage of a driver who was driving the same Tesla that Celeste was in, but it wasn't David. This is now drawing people to the conclusion that maybe David got framed. But that wouldn't make any sense if all of the merchandise purchased to try to discard Celeste was purchased by David and proven to be purchased by David today in court. So the question is, who is that driver that's seen in this footage? Oddly enough, David was the last person to drive that Tesla that Celeste was in. Plus more very frightening updates that I have for y'all in regards to David in court today. A lot of things have came out that's just very nasty, very disheartening. Your discretion is advised. So it was revealed today that David used a chainsaw to separate Celeste Rivas in his garage. Prosecutors, disgusting new alleged details have emerged in laying out exactly how prosecutors were able to charge David with the murder of Celeste Rivas. According to legal documents obtained by the California Post, investigators say the singer, real name David Burke, ordered an Uber to deliver Rivas from her family home in Lake Elsinore to his Hollywood Hills home on the night of April 23rd. He then allegedly poked her to deletion and stood by while she bled out, the documents state. The next day, Burke allegedly ordered a shovel from Home Depot from Postmates that was delivered to his home. On May 1st, he allegedly ordered 2 chainsaws from Amazon that were delivered to his home, and on May 5th, he allegedly ordered a body bag, heavy-duty laundry bags, and a blue inflatable pool, investigators claim. He allegedly made the purchases under a fake name of Victoria Mendez, according to the documents. From there, investigators say Burke took horrifying measures to destroy and discard the victim's body. Burke allegedly placed Rivas' body into the blue inflatable pool to prevent her blood from making a mess on his garage floor and used the chainsaw, perhaps other tools, to separate limbs, according to the documents. Investigators claim they found plastic fragments embedded in Rivas' remains that matched those found on the pool purchased by Burke on Amazon. Burke allegedly amputated Rivas' left ring and pinky fingers because her ring finger contained a tattoo of his name. Those fingers were never recovered, according to the documents. Investigators served a search warrant at Burke's home in September 2025, where they allegedly discovered evidence consistent with the dismemberment of the victim's body in the inflatable pool, which contained multiple linear cuts. Several biological samples which tested positive for blood were collected within the garage area, according to the documents. There's also sickening details about how Burke and Rivas allegedly met when she was only 11 years old in January of 2022. Investigators say the two then began a nuptial relationship in November of 2023 when Rivas was 13 and Burke was 18. Investigators say the DNA matched that of Rivas. Burke was in court Wednesday for a procedural hearing where Burke's attorney said she was concerned about the alleged evidence becoming public. Last week, it was revealed that a significant amount of CP was allegedly found on Burke's iPhone after conducting a search of the device. Investigators claim to have gathered 40 terabytes of data through a lengthy investigation. They also revealed they conducted a wiretap. Rivas, the 14-year-old girl allegedly deleted by the singer, died from multiple penetrating injuries, according to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. Rivas' dismembered body was discovered September 8th of 2025 in the trunk of a Tesla belonging to Burke. It took investigators several months to determine the cause and manner of death, reaching a conclusion on December 8th of 2025. Exclusive video was obtained by the California Post shows the moment Burke was hauled away in cuffs from his Hollywood mansion. The singer, dressed in black, is flanked by officers. Burke is being held in the infamous Twin Towers jail in downtown Los Angeles, the same place where Nick Rayner, who was accused of deleting his Hollywood mogul parents Rob and Michelle's house. He also had a hearing today in the same building. Rivas' parents broke their silence on the alleged crime in a statement issued by their attorney Patrick Steinfeld. All of this is absolutely insane, gang. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. These are very frightening, new developments that we're hearing right now when it comes to this whole David and Celeste Rivas case. Is very disgusting. Very disgusting. So now we get back to this whole Tesla situation, and the Tesla is the reason why there are people now trying to say that David might have been framed. David was the last person to drive a Tesla before the girl's body was found in trunk, and that's what the prosecutors are saying. Basically, the video that they showed in court shows another person that also drove this vehicle who appeared to have blonde hair and white skin, and we don't know who that could have been, but they're also an accessory to murder because they helped move the car unless they didn't know that the body was in there. What this would do was help them realize that David was actually the last person on video surveillance that was seen driving that Tesla. So he was the last person to drive it, even though he had other people driving it as well. And there's absolutely no way, in my opinion, that whoever was driving around that vehicle didn't smell something funny or didn't know what was going on here. They had to all be in cahoots. I don't think the very heinous act that David did was done alone. I believe that other people helped him. I believe that other people did damage control for him. I also believe that people were paid off to keep quiet. This whole thing is absolutely insane, absolutely disgusting. I mean, bro's ordering stuff with Postmates from Home Depot to help get rid of Celeste. Like, this whole thing is crazy. Now, I think it's insane that anyone is trying to say free this guy or trying to make this guy look innocent, because that doesn't even make any sense. All publicity is not good publicity. All promo is not good promo. Who wants to be the person to be saying free someone who is definitely just a complete psychopath? Do realize that they also revealed that he is into gore stuff, and that when he watched gore videos, he didn't have any feeling. He was just so obsessed with it because it was that exciting to him. When you have someone with these kind of backgrounds, bro, you can't be serious when you say free this person or that this person is innocent. You just can't. Am I mad at anybody for trying to say that bro was framed? I mean, I guess I can be, because there's way too much information out on him that makes him look like the suspect. There can't be any possible way that someone framed him when he was doing the ordering of the stuff, when he was the person that's seen with Celeste. How in the world does your mind even tell you, hey, maybe he got framed? I mean, listen, nothing is above questioning, but be for real. I always tell people to do simple math. Common sense ain't that hard to reach. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, how can you say that David is even semi-innocent here? This doesn't make any sense, gang. And that family needs to be questioned, because it doesn't look like that family is too concerned and that they want money. Now, apparently there's a video going around of Celeste's brother pretending and acting as though he cares that she's gone, but he's also trying to say, hey, I hope we get the money that we're owed. Yeah, the kid is just looking for whatever funds David got because he wants it. This is very nasty work, because her family clearly failed her here. Alright, I wouldn't even be surprised if David might have funded the family to have happened what happened to her. If we're being honest, like, let's be for real. Yeah, there's people who are pretty much selling their kids to the highest bidder, and that conversation is barely even had. But truth be told, for that kid to say that, that's very nasty work. That means maybe the parents are looking to get money from David. They just want whatever David accumulated with his music career. They just want all of that. And they don't even know how much money he really got, for real. I don't know how much money David got. I'm not counting David's pockets. Point being is, it's a very disgusting that this is your motivation to pretend that you give a damn. It's nasty. Like, at this point, don't even act like you care. You're only here for the benefit of one thing and one thing only. You failed your daughter. You didn't care what your daughter had going on. You weren't involved. That's just why a predator can reach out and influence your kid. It's very disgusting what happened. It's very nasty, but we also need to be looking at other people who should be suspects as well. If you received any money from David to be with Celeste and keep quiet about it, you're just as guilty as David is. You knew a crime was going on that was a heinous crime, and you kept your mouth closed because you cared more about being funded for being quiet. And that's one of the most disgusting parts about all this too, because y'all was okay with what was going on. Now we gonna play pretend. You even got people clout chasing the situation. They don't even care that an innocent child got violated. They don't even care about all that. They don't care about the disgusting, putrid thing that happened to that poor child. They more concerned about getting clout for the situation. They wanna also be recognized too. They wanna be in the moment, champ. They want to get some clout. They want to get some fans. It's all about currency right now, man. Even if it ain't money, if you trying to get your fan base up and get more recognition because of the situation or blow up over the situation, you're nasty. You're an opportunist for something that's just very disgusting. Apparently, this is your moment right here. This is your big break. Your big break is trying to involve yourself in a very heinous crime that has literally just broke barriers right now in the music space, because you don't even hear about musicians doing something this crazy. Like, this is the workings of a black Jeffrey Dahmer at this point. This is heinous. This is like one of the worst crimes possible, especially by an entertainer. Like, don't get it twisted. There's some very crazy horror stories from entertainers too, but this one has to be like the top of the top. This is absolute madness, gang. I'm gonna just be real about the situation, but listen, to say free this guy or this guy might be innocent, I think you're completely reaching. And if you've seen all of this evidence and seen all of these updates, there's absolutely no reason why you should even try and say that this guy's innocent. Especially if you're one of those people who are saying it because he's black, because that's just weird. Anyone is capable of being a monster. Monsters come in all shapes and forms, man. The color don't matter when it comes to people being predators, being very vile individuals. These things just happen in life, period, no matter who it is. So gang, this is the update that we got right now. If I get any further updates, I will be informing y'all. Gang, how do we feel about all this in the comments? And who do you think the mystery driver is? What is their relationship to David in your opinion? Who is this person, gang? I need y'all to let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. Also, let me know if you think David's being framed and why you think that, because that's a crazy thing to think. I ain't gonna hold you. In my opinion, you dig? Make sure y'all smash up on the like button because it helps the channel in a major way, as well as hitting that hype button, because the hype button is incredibly essential to the channel's growth. And if you are brand new, you gotta make sure you subscribe right now. Turn on all your notification bells so you get all of the mayor's updates. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? It's the mayor, the one and only New York Mayor F. Mom Donnie, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham, and you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.